Okay, so listen up because I swear I do have a point. We're going to be talking about the Galaxy Z Fold, but let's use this ice cream sandwich. Try to live a healthy life, but I gave in and got these ice cream sandwiches. I don't want to eat them, but they're in the fridge, so I'm going to eat them. And the big problem is that this phone is good at all the things I don't want to be doing on a phone. Today I'm going to talk about why this phone is awesome and why it's officially going to be returned. For those of us over 30, remember when we were growing up and a piece of technology would really excite you because everything that came out was different. It was a wild, wild west. Everything was being explored and that was exciting. This has done that for me. This is not only very usable, very fun to use, very comfortable to use, but I find myself about double on my screen time just because I want to be using this. The truth is, this is a media consumption device. Maybe there are people who need it for productivity, but in general, we're all doing things that we want to spend less time doing on our phones, which is why I'm sending this phone back. It's a beautiful piece of hardware, but for $2,000, I can get two other phones. And I mean, I'm not going to do that, but I just want to bring this up because I think it's really important to consider. Why do you want this? What are you going to do with it? So I got this phone with the pre-order discount. I got a first responder discount, and it's been a great experience. I think One UI is so much better than the Pixel UI. I think it's better than iOS. It looks amazing. I think the camera is great, and I've never even noticed the crease. And I think the multitasking on this thing is fantastic, like outstanding. You can do it both vertically and horizontally on the big screen. You can do it split screen like this when it's closed. But some of the issues you have, right? If you are someone who wants to be consuming, doom scrolling and stuff is easy. But when I want to watch a YouTube video, which is probably the biggest reason I purchased it like this, because I do like to watch YouTube videos while I'm cooking, while I'm cleaning, stuff like that. Just understand that it's going to have to be handheld for the most part. Even though tent mode is great, let's just look at the magnet back here. Most of us have magnet accessories. Like this, it stays just fine. Like this, falls like that. Don't get me started, because like this, you can try, but it's going to fall like that. There's just no way you can have this the right way. And on top of that, if you put a cover on the front, I actually removed that from mine because it gets in the way of gesture navigation. Not only that, but the phone ends up being more bulky, taking away from the whole point of having that comfortable folded form factor. As you can see, I only have half of a cover here, half of a case, and that means it's unbalanced. So it's always kind of leaning over a little when I'm using this kickstand. These are all incredibly first world problems, and it's ridiculous. In fact, I think that first world problems have surpassed and become a whole new set of problems. We are sadder, more lonely, more disconnected from one another than ever before, and it's just shallow connections. And I don't want my device or my technology to do that to me. And I sound like a cynic, and I am Mr. Optimist. Everybody that knows me knows I'm like overly positive, overly optimistic, silver lining this, silver lining that, blah, blah, blah. In fact, I kind of thought, oh, like how exciting, I can be a fun little tech YouTuber. The fact of the matter is, the more I learned about big tech, the less I wanted to be part of it. I love my Google Pixel, I love my MacBook, but I just don't want to be part of a world that contributes to spending money we don't need to be spending, putting our faces into things that we should not be putting our faces into. Don't go there, you little innuendo-y person, you. So I don't want to be making $100 a month payment for 2 years for a phone that doesn't really do anything positive for my life. It's a beautiful device, and Samsung has knocked it out of the park with this. I love that it is just as comfortable to hold as any flagship phone, but opens into this. The hardware is amazing. The multitasking is great. But when I'm multitasking on a phone, it's not the kind of multitasking I want to be doing. It's not the kind of multitasking any of us should be doing for the most part, right? Even if it's work. If you can afford to do it, leave work at work. I have a career where I have to be on call 24/7, and I understand that. But they also know that my notifications are turned off, that my phone goes on do not disturb at a certain time. So if you need me, you have to call me. You can't just text me and make it convenient for you. You have to call me twice within 5 minutes. Otherwise, I'm not going to get that call. I'm not going to get that text. We live in a beautiful world with beautiful people and beautiful things to see, and we're enjoying it through a screen like this. We're enjoying it through a screen like this. I think it's really fun to be able to put your personality into your technology. So if you want to know how I set up my devices to be more personal, more useful, a little bit less distracting sometimes, then let me know in the comments. I would be more than happy to do something like that. But what I'm not happy to do is to tell anybody that it's super worth it to spend $2,000. So look, amazing, amazing device, completely unnecessary. Maybe we should all spend a little bit less time with the screen, with noise going on in our ears, and spend some time with our own thoughts. Get to know ourselves better, get to know each other better. Call your mom. If you're blessed enough to have your mom like I am, call your mom. Because I have been spending way too much time watching TV and watching YouTube videos when I could be investing all of that forgotten knowledge into having more memories with my parents, with my sister, with my friends, with my spouse, with my loved ones. We all need to get better at that. So tell somebody you love them today and mean it. And if they laugh at you, because some of the best friends we ever have will laugh at us for being cheesy, and I'm okay with that as long as they're not really mean about it, then appreciate that laugh. All right, I am out of here. It has been a very great 3 weeks with this device, but 3 weeks was all I needed to realize I need to spend time on different and more important things. So with that said, thank you so much for watching. I really do hope you gained something out of this video and that you have a beautiful day.